G'day, Ron here. Just wanted to come to you and really want to tell you two stories, and hopefully I'm not too long-winded and we can do this succinctly and short, but something I've been blown away with in the last couple of weeks. So I'm a big fan of direct action, so I wanted to tell you a little story about a time where, well, two stories about time where direct action has been an incredibly powerful thing to bear witness to. One of the times didn't bear witness to this is historical evidence, but there was this thing called the perpetual motion machine in America. So the perpetual motion machine in America was in this place, I think it was called it doesn't matter anyway, but it was before the union movements really came through. And what happened was there was a mining community, and in this mining community was where all the work was, and you would have to go and buy a job at a job agents. And the job agents were set up in towns which were a fair way away from where the mining facility was. You'd have to go and pay $5 to get a job, and then you'd travel by train or whatever to get to the mines to be able to work. You'd work for a few weeks, a month, and then you get fired, and then you have to go back and buy another job. And this is why they called it the perpetual motion machine, was because there was always someone buying a job, someone on the way to get work, and someone being fired. So there was constantly a replacement and this constant movement. So there was the right amount of people on the workload, but everyone was getting fairly wealthy off selling these jobs and transporting people. So it was this constant thing. And the people were getting very fed up with this, and they decided to do something about it. So what they did was they set up something which became to be known as the Box Riots. So they set up these boxes in the middle of the town where they were, and they took turns, and they stood up on this box and said, "My fellow workers, I'm sick of these conditions," and started to talk about what was going on. And the moment they did, they got arrested. Word got out to all the surrounding towns, to everyone involved in the mining industry, and all the workers, and all these sort of people came in from everywhere, and they formed up this massive line to step up on this soapbox, one after the other, and say, "My fellow workers," and get arrested. You know, a lot of the guys were immigrants who didn't have a lot of English, and they get up on the box and they couldn't really say anything, so they were hoping that there was a police officer there very quickly to arrest them. So it was quite comical in some ways, but also very seriously, as thousands of people were getting arrested. And what happened was that they have to put them somewhere. So the jails filled very quickly, and then they filled the schools and the sporting arenas and the churches, and every government building and every building they could find was getting full of all these people. As one after the other were getting arrested. You know, they'd get up on that soapbox and say, "My fellow workers," and sometimes they'd have to wait for, "Where's that damn cop?" You know, to come and arrest them, because they were under the pump that much, arresting people and putting them in. But the time came to feed them. And that's where the problem hit. To feed all these people they'd locked up and arrested to try and stop this thing. They made free speech almost illegal in this town to stop the protest and stop people working out what's going on. That came time to feed them, and they realised that it was going to bankrupt the state to feed all these prisoners, basically. So they had to rethink. And the laws would change. The unions started up in this area. They got rid of a lot of the processes, and they got rid of the perpetual motion machine. And it worked. Direct action of individuals banding together actually changes things. That's the historical one. What I've seen in the last couple of weeks and has blown me away, and it's been incredible to watch, is there's this beautiful family who've got some wonderful kids who have complicated health conditions. One of them is they're starting to talk about palliative care for and stuff, and the beautiful boy is really not well. Dad works and Mum spends all the time looking after the kids and struggling. And they've been to several churches looking for help who have fallen flat because they can't engage in the church community and stuff like they normally would. So I got a bundle of people together and put out a message online saying, hey, can we get around and support these? Not an organization, not anything like that, but just genuine, reflective community of people who then felt the compassion and felt the love and felt that they needed to do something. And this direct action kicked in. Just like that soapbox, we have all these people started to come through. And there's meal planning getting put in place. So there's meals for this family to help see them through. We've got people coming in to sit and spend time with them, just to be there and to have community and people around them, but also to give them a break to be able to have a cup of coffee, go have a shower, go to the bathroom, whatever it is, without having to feel that they're abandoning the children for that time, or a second pair of eyes to just be there and watch, and it's been incredible to see the response of this. A lot of it was my friends who I put into this group, and I'm blessed to have some incredible friends who really got in there and made it happen. But I just love seeing direct action work and seeing whence we say, right, Stuffer, we don't need an organization. We don't need a government organization. We don't need a church. We don't need a governing body to do this. We, the people, can make a difference. And see, I think this is where Christianity kind of has lost its way a little bit. This is what a Christ follower should look like. Not about the big organizations or whatever, but about what you can do to help your fellow man, to serve people around you, just that little bit, and build that movement and that change with others around you. So, like this family which is struggling, a handful of people have come together and organizing and changing things and starting to get stuff where it's simple, where people are making meals and bringing them around, where one person is sort of saying, all right, I'll do this night, they'll do that night, and it forms into this group, which is beautiful and wonderful to see. Now, I think that shows the love of Christ so much more than anything else, of just individuals stepping up and making a difference. Now, look, this family, honestly, they need more help. Reach out to me if you're willing to be one of those people. They have to go to the hospital, and, parking's like, whatever, $30 for a spot. Just people around them to talk to them, to have a cup of coffee, people of faith. The husband, he needs strong men and good men around him to help support him while he's going through this and give him that space away from that family and that as well. And so does mum. We need to build beautiful community which can help them rest, show them the love of God, and help support this incredible, wonderful family. Now, if that's you, stick your hand up. I'd love to bring you on board to bring you into that community of compassionate, caring, loving people, and find a way where you can do something little, which will make a big impact when we all do something little together. But think about that. Next time you see a problem in the world, or someone struggling or something, maybe you could be that catalyst to put your hand up and say, hey, I'm just going to call out there. Does anyone have a spare 5 minutes a week to do something? To come and have a coffee with someone, to do whatever it is, to help solve a problem. And as community, as the body of Christ, maybe we don't need those organizations. Maybe direct action is enough. Maybe we can start making our own soapbox riots in people's homes, in community, where we see issues and problems. Let's start standing together for the common good. I want to see that. All right, guys, bless you all. And for those who, you are in that community, You guys, honestly, you're my favorite people. I love this stuff. And you don't have to be Christian either. Just anyone with a compassionate heart and a bit of time to spare. All right. Hopefully we'll talk again soon.